All right, guys, welcome to For the Plot number 28. We are doing this a completely different way because Soph does not live in Florida anymore, and I still wanted to make it possible to be able to put some more content out for you guys. The last podcast we did with Romeo didn't work out. Audio got burned. Believe me, I really worked my ass off, and she can vouch for that. I tried really, 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 really hard to get the audio and still make it happen for you guys. But like I said, unfortunately, it wasn't able to happen. But today we're here with Miss Soph. So guys, y'all be ready for this.
Hi.
So what we're
I'm
gonna
just
do?
here.
Yeah, she's my co-host today. Um,
He's a co-host.
so what I intend on doing with this is I'm gonna ask a couple questions and I'm gonna let Soph ask a question or two, just to kind of spice things up because I have no idea what's on her mind and I have no idea what she wants to know about me. So um, let's get right into it. The first question that I have today is: do you think relationships on social media are genuine?
Mm, I mean, to an extent, yes, but I think that social media is ultimately the downfall of relationships. I feel like it takes what's genuine at the beginning and breaks it apart just because there's so many people that just literally take something and twist it to the max and make it everything look like something it's not. And I think people get so wrapped up in what other people think, and it just like makes people resent each other.
Yeah, 100%. I can.
And I think it's very sad.
I think I can agree with that. I think a lot of people just get into social media relationships to spark something up, and no one really ever like. There's obviously some feelings there because they wouldn't be able to deal with each other. But
Wait, I have a question. What's the definition of a social? What's a social media relationship?
a social media
What do we call it?
relationship,
What's
it's just like when people get together, like, and just instantly start ripping posts and like what hard launch, I guess that's what you would call it. Like people just
Yeah.
hard launch and then
I mean, in
it's
my
nothing
like,
but
okay, so
constant
my
posts.
boyfriend's not on social media. Like, he's not an influencer or anything.
Yeah.
Um, we kept our relationship private. I didn't post him for the first 8 months that we were together. Nobody knew what he looked like at all. Nobody knew anything about him.
Yeah, that's good. That's really
And
smart.
I honestly think that saved our relationship. Um, because like there's been a couple of things that social media has tried to like drag about our relationship that obviously people like don't know anything about my relationship because I don't post it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's all about what you put out there and how much you want people to know, and that's how much people will get into your relationship based on how much you put out there for them to know.
No, that's very true.
So like if
Yeah.
they don't know anything, they can't say anything and it doesn't affect you.
Yeah, that's very true. That's why, like, when we first started talking, like, I didn't want to post much of her. I kind of wanted to like get to know her a little bit more for her. Um, but again, like, she's not used to social media shit, so
Yeah.
people,
My boyfriend's
people,
not either.
Yeah,
and
like
it
I'm
sucks
not a
because
social media person. That's why like everything like a lot of it is so like it is like it's crazy to me honestly. That's why I have like that's why I literally what is the definition of a social media relationship? Because to me it's like if I want to post my boyfriend, I'm gonna post my boyfriend, and I'm so like content with myself and content with my relationship that even if like obviously the people he follows, if people like say shit or whatever, I'm kind of like it doesn't bother
Yeah,
me,
like
and I don't know
okay.
if it's because I'm not a social media person. Like I'm like I give two shits about the 12-year-old behind the screen. Like
yeah,
I don't
Right.
understand. I think I don't understand. Like I think I don't get that social
yeah.
media
Do you
relationship.
think it's okay, question for you. Do you think it's hard? Okay, so he's on social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not. Do you think it's hard for, like, if things are being said about your relationship, do you find it hard to understand, like, why people are saying that stuff? Like, even though you know deep down there's no good reason, like, does he have to, like, try to explain it to you and, like, make it make sense?
No. So I honestly like when people say things or like I don't even know. I don't really at first I think I struggled with it a lot. Like I was like I don't understand social media. I didn't even want to be posted. Like I'm like it's not even worth it to
Yeah.
me. I don't like I have no profile picture on TikTok and my name's not even spelled right because I didn't want anyone to find me. Like I was like
I mean, period.
I don't want to be a part of it, especially what I've seen is like I don't like drama and I don't want to be a part of that. So when people like say things and or
Mhm.
whatever, I kind of will read it. I'll read through like his Snapchat things and I'm just like, what the hell? Like my thing is you don't even know me and 90% you don't even know him. Like you see like little bits of people's lives and it's crazy that people can even comment on it or comment on anyone's life. I think it's crazy. I just don't understand it, but I also really don't care what other people say at all.
Yeah.
You know?
You're so like my boyfriend in that aspect because he's the same way. I mean, he doesn't even have a TikTok.
Yeah, like
So like the only way he sees my TikToks is if I send them to him.
right.
Yeah, or someone.
So like yeah, which is like honestly, I think it's good.
Mhm.
I think it's a good thing because he can't sit there and see all the drama and like the comments and stuff. But I mean, he gets stuff like here and there because obviously, like my subscribers on Snapchat, they have his Snapchat because I've tagged him a couple of times. So like he'll see stuff here and there, but like not really. So he's kind of like shielded from most of it, which is good.
When I see things like what we were saying, like why do we still talk about things from 4 or bring up things from 4 years ago? I think that's the things I struggle with the most, or things from the past. I think I struggle with watching these so-called influencers or whatever, creators, whatever. I struggle with understanding like why are we so stuck in the past? Like why can't people move forward? Why don't we move forward? Like that's the one thing I can say
Yeah.
I struggle with and completely don't understand. Because I'm like, if we all claim
I agree with
that
you.
we're like gone and moved forward and we're all moving on with our lives, why are we still doing this? That happened years ago.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I don't understand.
Right. Yeah, I don't understand that either, really.
Yeah, none of that ever makes sense to me. But at the same time, like I do understand it, but I don't understand it because like it's all for the views. I mean, realistically, like social media is nothing about friendships hardly anymore. It's more so just for views. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's money. It's just money.
And that's the one. That's what I don't like about social media. Like I am so like,
Real.
yeah, I'm just such a real person that makes zero sense. Like you would rather get more views and more likes and all that and start like causing drama or put others down just so you can get likes. Like that's crazy to me. I'm like, what kind of person are you? Not someone I want
I
to be
feel like for
around.
some people though, it genuinely doesn't affect them when they do that. Like they're like, okay, I'm gonna go post this because I know it's gonna start shit, but like I don't care. Like I'm not gonna think twice about it. See, like for me, like even if I do go and post something that I know would like start shit, I still think about it. Like it still like bothers me, like sitting here knowing that I'm like doing that. Like the repercussions of it, like genuinely bothers my brain, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
like I don't like that, you know.
No, I totally get that. Um, that was a good one. That was really good. I like that. It was a good conversation. Um, the second question is,
Oh God.
I'm gonna say initials because again, I don't like bringing them up. Uh,
Yeah.
old friends. How do you
Mhm.
navigate friendships with T and K after they insinuated you cheated?
Um.
You know what I'm
Okay, so
talking
that
about.
whole
You know what I'm saying?
yes,
Okay.
that whole situation is honestly a shit show, and it took a lot of figuring out like who said what and when, because I was oblivious to that whole situation for a long
I
time
was too.
because
I remember hearing about it and I was like, "There's no way. That
so
is so false."
they were told that information back in September, and I mean I was friends with them when this was told to them, and they didn't tell me because they knew it was bullshit.
Yeah.
So like they didn't even think twice about it. Like they heard it and they were just like, okay, like whatever.
Yeah, but like,
So
why would anybody even bring that up? It's nobody's business to be telling.
right. So they brought it up because me and Kirsten were like going at it kind of on the internet about her gender reveal. And Trevor got mad because I was talking shit about her. And I was talking shit about her. Like, I don't know if it was, I think it was on Snapchat. I was like saying shit about her, whatever. And he got mad. So he was just on live and he just like blasted it because he was mad at me for talking shit about Kirsten. And I mean, I'm not saying that it's right that he said that, but when I look at the bigger picture, I mean, it wasn't like they didn't start it and they didn't just make it up and like say it just to say it. Like they heard it from somebody else and used it against me because they were mad at me.
Yeah. I mean, and this is all true information, stuff that can be proven, correct?
What that it was like the rumor was started?
The rumor was started and he said it on live and this and that. Lux, quit it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's receipts of all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I even found out about
This
it. I
isn't that I
didn't
have any
know.
beef with them. I just want to make sure for legal reasons, just in case.
Oh no, no, and
I don't
it's
think it'll
fine.
go
Like
nowhere. It's not really that big of a deal, but like I said, that's
no,
why I wasn't saying names. Um,
yeah, no. There is a screen recording of him on live saying it, and that's how I found out about it in the first place because he said it, and it was made to be out that he made it up and was just saying it about me because he was mad at me. When really that's not the truth. I mean, yes, he said it because he was mad at me, but he didn't start it, and he didn't have any good reason to say it, and he didn't even think it was true. He just said it because he
he
wanted
was
leverage
hurt.
on
He
me,
was
which,
hurt.
yeah, which is fine. Like, I understand that part of it. But I know that the bigger picture is that they did not make that up and they did not start it. They just brought it to the internet,
Yeah.
but it wasn't started by them.
Okay. That makes sense. Makes sense. It's good. That was a good
Yeah.
response. All right. What's another? Give me a question. Give us something to fight about tonight. No, I'm playing.
Okay. Let me see. Um, okay, so this one's like kind of juicy, I guess. So like I feel like everyone on Snapchat sees you and Rocky like go at each other on your Snapchat stories. Is that just for views or like is that real? Like do you guys actually like beef and just like
Me personally, it's real. Like I think I think it's more of like a brotherly thing. Like I've been around him so much, and um, I feel like I just do so much. And again, this is no hate. This is just like my personal opinion, the way I actually
we
see
love
it.
Rocco?
I love him in like a brotherly sense, but I can't work with him. I can't be around him for a certain amount of time. Like he just knows how to push my fucking buttons and does a damn good job doing it.
I will say that he is good at finding what makes people mad and making them mad. He used to do that to me all the time when he used to live in Clearwater and I was always at the house. Oh my.
So
What did Romeo have to say about the whole podcast being wiped? Is he willing to do it again, like redo it,
so
or what?
yes and no. I really don't know what he's got going on. I believe him and who are back together, and I think that's partially why he didn't want to redo it. But I think he was really nervous about how she was gonna respond to what he said, and
Mm.
I think it was more of a blessing for it to get
I was gonna
burned.
say everything happens for a reason though, so maybe like
Exactly,
it
and
was supposed to get
maybe it was supposed to, and that's what I was at with the whole Rocky situation. I was like, dude, like if it's not meant to go up, it's not gonna go up. Like that's why I really wish we could just have something else done. Like really, a real business would have something ready, next, just in case something was to happen. But
Right, like a backup. Yeah.
yeah, and that's kind of where my head was at with it. And I was like, you can't fucking expect the shit just to magically pop up and work. So,
Right.
anywho, yeah,
Well, I mean,
that's
that's why I like, you called me and you were like, I really need someone, you told me about the stuff getting wiped and I'm like, okay, like, before I was hesitant to do your podcast just because I was, how do I put this? I was on another podcast that, you know, they were my best friends. I mean, obviously, Kristen is still one of my very close friends. But in the business aspect, I didn't want it to feel like a competition with you guys because you guys are both doing podcasts and like obviously I'm my own person and I can go and be and do put anything out there on anyone's podcast, I'm not like that, but with how close that I was with the both of them, I didn't want to like disrespect them or like make them feel like,
yeah, and
I was
I
doing
completely
something to
understood
hurt them.
that whenever you said that. But again, the way I see it is that I've been nothing but good. I've done nothing but try to help you do whatever you need, and it's like
Oh, and I know.
that's all I ever asked out of anybody is to just help me with an hour of your time. I feel like it's pretty simple.
Well, yeah, and that's why, like, when you called me and you were like, I really need someone, I was like, okay, like, let's do it. Let's make
And
it
again,
happen,
I appreciate the shit out of you doing this because
You
everybody's
no, and
getting
I'm not
tired
saying
of
that
just
because you
seeing
have
me
to
and
say
Rocky
that.
do this shit. Like everybody wants to see guests. People want to see what's going on in other people's lives. So that's kind of where I'm
Yeah,
at with it.
it's been a minute since I was on a podcast too, so I feel like now's a good time to be on another one just to, refresh myself.
Correct. Yeah. All right. So another question, and I like this one a lot. It says, if one side betrays you, do you go back to another side that just betrayed you rather than stepping back altogether?
Okay, so people,
And it said
that's actually a
there's names, and I know what she's talking about. But
I know what she's talking about because everybody talks about it like surrounding me. They're like, "Oh, like you can't pick a side, like you keep going back and forth."
mhm,
But here's the thing about the going back and forth is the fact that later on I find out that the reason why I didn't like this person or that person was a made up reason. Like it was something that was told to me that wasn't even true to begin with. And I mean, obviously when you're friends with people, you should trust what they say, right? Like some if someone like confides in you and tells you something that like someone else is doing to you and you know it's wrong or it hurts your feelings, I mean, the first thing I'm not going to sit there and the first thing I think is, well, is she lying to me? Like why would she tell me that? You know,
and
like
that's
I'm
kind of where
not.
my headspace is at now, though. Like with the amount of things that I hear from people, like whether they're my friends or not, I've been fucked over so many times that I second guess everything. I third guess everything. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I honestly, genuinely feel like I don't have any real friends sometimes. Like
Yeah.
I
No, and I
know I
definitely
do.
feel that now. I
I
feel
guess it's
that
just part of
now more
growing
than
up.
I
I guess
ever
it's part
have.
of growing up.
Yeah. I think we're just in that age group where it's just like people can't decide who they want to be friends with and like you know who their loyalty is to. And for me, my loyalty is to all my friends. Like I've been friends with everyone even though they weren't friends with each other, and that caused a lot of controversy because people are like, well, how are you still friends with both of them if they're not friends with each other? And it's like, you know, I
You
don't
learn to
sit
make
there
time for
and
people. It's like divorced parents. You still make time for your kids.
right. I mean, I don't sit there and like call one and talk about the other and, you know, vice versa. Like I don't do that. If I'm friends with someone, I'm genuinely friends with them because I like hanging out with them. I like spending time with them. You know, I like supporting them and knowing what they're doing in their life. I'm not friends with someone just because they're not friends with someone else, you know? Like I've built my personal relationships with all of my friends just based on like me and them, not based on me and everyone else in them, you know? And people like don't see that. They're like, well, you can't be friends with this person because they're not friends with that person and you're friends with them. I don't see it that way.
Yeah,
You know, like you shouldn't expect me to stop being friends with someone just because they're not friends with my other friend. Like we're too old for that. You know, like that's middle school stuff. Like, oh, you're not going to be my friend if you're friends with them. No, I don't do that. Okay? Like I just don't.
yeah.
I think that's weird.
It is. It is, and it's like being told you can't be friends with somebody just very immature.
I think that if you do have friends that are telling you you shouldn't be friends with someone, then I think those people shouldn't.
And
Like
I think they're
those
the
are the people
problem.
that I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't even want those people in my life. Like I'd be like,
Yeah.
okay, like yeah, you're telling. All right, I'm gonna note that, but this is probably gonna be the last time I'm gonna see you too, babe. So,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I like
But like back to the actual question, the reason why it looks so flip-floppy is because it is. Like
Yeah,
genuinely it is because I I took something that my friend said and
ran
you know
with it.
she said it to me so I thought it was true. I mean, why wouldn't I? And then I come to find out that it's not true and you know, I wasn't liking these people for no reason all this time and you know things just shouldn't even be made up like they were in the first place. I don't really understand why someone would make up some of the things that they've made up. Like it really just rattles my brain because I could never sit there and just like make something up about somebody like my friends.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. It does make sense.
I don't know. I just think the whole I don't know. It's so crazy. Like there's so much stuff that's not even online that has been made up and like passed around our friend group and I'm just like
Hmm.
where do these people get this stuff from? Like genuinely, like I couldn't even go on the internet and say some of the stuff because nobody would believe me. They would literally think that it's crazy because it is. Like I can't even make it up. It's so crazy, but like nobody would believe me.
No,
And I don't
no,
want anyone to believe me because I don't even want to talk
I
about
was
it. I
gonna
don't
say it's not
care.
even worth it though.
it's not.
No,
It's
it's
gotta
not.
go.
Like some of the stuff I hear, I literally just blow it off and forget about it because it's so stupid and
Yeah.
I know it's a lie.
My biggest thing is I say to people, if someone has an opinion on you, like honestly, back to the question you asked me, like when people will comment stuff about whatever our relationship, anything, like is their opinion mean something to you? Like if someone says something about me, about something, about whatever, like that opinion, the only opinions I care about is the people I love. So if like a
Right.
random person or someone that used to be my friend, anything is like talking smack about me or saying something stupid, I'm like, your opinion literally means nothing. So why am
Right.
I gonna do anything? And like I am the type of person, even if like someone I love, they do me wrong, whatever, I still don't say anything because I don't break my character for anyone. I don't give a shit.
Hmm.
I'll just cut you off. Like that's it. Bad blood. We're good now. But I'm not opening my mouth for nothing. I'm not wasting my breath. I'm not like nothing at all.
Nope. I've learned that also what you just said
Yes.
about just like, you know, not sitting there and like arguing and like making it worse. Like I just block you. You know what? Like you're doing something wrong to me. I don't want to hear it from you. Like I don't care if you try to sit there and tell me you didn't do it or like whatever. If I know in my heart that you did it,
It doesn't
sorry,
matter.
like
Right.
gotta
Yeah.
go. I don't know.
Yes. Exactly.
Um, is there someone on social media who you feel is wrongly judged?
Mm,
If not, we can skip that question. I don't know. It was just a question that was
let me think.
on here.
Like people say stuff about them and like it's just all of it's like wrong, I guess.
I guess I don't know. I have no insinuation of what the comment was meant for, but if you don't need to answer that, you don't have to answer it. I can't think.
Hmm.
There's so many ways that could go about. Like I'm not gonna say names because I can name like probably 3 4 people off the top of my head that are actually just shitty people that just look great. But I
I
can
mean, yeah,
also
I
I
could
can also
easily do
name
that
yeah,
too.
that's what I'm saying. I could also name like 2 or 3 really good people that look like shit on social media. It's like so
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I'm a
can't
personal.
really I think everyone I mean, okay, here's how I see it. I think that it depends on what's put out there and the fact that people twist things so easily to make it look like something it's not like can make people look bad and obviously they're being wrongly judged because people are twisting things and it's not true.
Yeah.
So like in that aspect, I feel like that can apply to pretty much all of us because that's happened to all of us. Like, we do something and people make it out to be something completely different. So, but like someone who's always like wrongly judged, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone's done some, messy stuff on the internet.
100%.
Like
Um,
even me, I've done plenty of messy things on the internet.
I've said a lot of things that I
Like,
probably never meant to say, but I probably did mean some of them. I'm very blunt.
I have said, I don't regret the things that I've said. I just regret going on the internet and saying them in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you on that. Do you think social media has made a negative impact on your mental health?
Mm,
That's like a yes and no answer, to be
um,
honest.
yeah, I would say,
There's been a
mm,
lot of ups and a lot
I
of
think,
downs.
yeah, I feel like when it rains, it pours, to be honest. Like, it's good for a while, and then all of a sudden, it's just like, someone says something, and all of a sudden, you have the whole world you feel like is against you. And,
I feel like, but
sometimes
that's
that can be
when I
hard
say
to deal
social
with.
media. I feel like that's with any workforce, any life. It's life. It's literally life.
Here's the thing. I don't think people normalize
There's
blocking it
ups and
all out.
downs.
Yeah, but I think that the way you handle things is the way you take things is how what's going to affect your mental health. I think that if you feel like the whole world's against you, if you tell yourself the whole world's against you, you're going to feel like the whole world's against you. If the whole world's against you and you're
True.
like, I don't care, all right, I'm just going to keep being me and prove them wrong, the whole world's going to come right back to your side the way it's supposed to. If you keep dwelling on it, and like I tell you that all the time, when you reply to like negative comments, when you give the attention to the things that are wrong, you get out of this world what you put into it. So if you're replying to all these negative things, if you're doing all that, that's exactly what you're going to get in return. If you are
Yep.
focusing on the positive, making sure you're still positive, even if all these comments are affecting you a little bit, of course they're going to, like, what people say is going to affect someone in some sort of way, but it's the way you take it and what you do with that and how you handle it, and that's what's going to be good for your mental health or bad for your mental health. If you take it and you're like, yeah, they're right, or I have to reply to this because I have to defend myself. No, you don't.
Yeah.
True.
That's
I don't think, what I was going to say is, I don't think people normalize blocking it out. Like, for me, like, especially recently, with, like, all, like, the cheating rumors and whatnot, I blocked it all out. I filtered my comments. I blocked the T pages that kept tagging me and shit. Like, you know, I blocked people that I don't,
right.
I have no interest in seeing their stuff. Right. Like, remove it.
Yeah,
You
remove
don't,
it.
you don't want to see that every day all the time. Remove it. Who
It's not
cares?
bringing
People
you
are like,
peace.
oh, she has her comments filtered. Yeah, I do, because I don't want to see it. And I don't think that's a bad thing.
It's not. Like,
And
you're
I
doing
don't know
what's best
why
for
people
you.
like, they're like, oh, like, you just can't handle the heat. No, I just don't want to see it.
Yeah, like why would I want to see it? Why would anyone in their
Because
right
people
mind
come,
want to? It's
right,
just
but people
crazy.
come on my page and they purposely comment things that they know is going to hurt me, and or try to hurt me, or whatever they are feeling in the moment, and I don't want to see it. So I'm going to block it, because you know, I'm choosing my peace of mind over the keyboard warriors who have nothing better to do than to sit on my page and hate on me. I'm sorry, I'm not dealing with it, and I don't think anybody should. So,
Yeah.
if you want to block and delete and filter, do it. Who cares? It's your platform. You can do whatever you want with it.
100%.
So,
What's another
that's how I
question?
feel about the whole thing.
What's another question you can ask us? Dude, my eyes are so dry.
Mm.
Sorry, I'm just tired, I
You
guess. I don't
cry?
know. Yeah.
Are you gonna cry?
I think this
Okay,
is
this one's actually kind of good.
this is getting so good.
Okay. We're just so emotional. Anyways, this is kind of, I don't know what your answer is going to be. So the question is, what was your first impression when you met me? Like, not online, but like when you actually met me in person.
When was
You
that?
met me in person. You met me in person at Auburn Rodeo when we went. I think that was the first time we met in person. By the way, I have a cigarette burn on my hand from you.
Bro,
Connor is scarred on me forever because I let him put a cigarette out on my hand at the Auburn Rodeo. I'm not sure why I did that, but yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really like. I like note the things people do. You didn't really bother me, so I didn't really have an impression. um, I don't know.
I
It's like
mean, that's a good thing.
you were all right. I mean, there was no, you didn't bother me, so you were all right. Um,
Yeah, but I feel like you low-key like couldn't stand me because of who I was friends with. And like, you know,
no,
it
I
bothered
think
you.
I just kept my distance because there was no point in me trying to become friends with somebody that was surrounding themselves around someone that like dedicated their life to ruin mine. So that's where my head was at with it, and especially since you were hanging around my sister. I kind of just kept my distance. I didn't really care. Like I said, I don't let none of that bother me. I just if you're cool, you're cool. It kind of goes back to the it doesn't matter who you're friends with thing. I didn't really give a fuck. It didn't bother me. Just don't don't fuck me over. Don't screw me over. That's my only thing. If you want to be cool with me, you be cool with me. We can be cordial. But the first time you slip up and you do something dumb to make me look dumb, knowing that I didn't do a fucking thing.
I agree. That's a good response.
What was your first impression on me?
Mm,
He's a crash out. Dude's crazy as fuck.
no, I was just like, I don't know. I remember when I first saw you, I was like, oh shit, like that's the guy I've been hearing all this stuff about for I don't even know how long, and I was just like, okay, like, you know, be cool, whatever. And then
Boom.
I remember we
Name
were
drop.
standing,
No, I'm kidding.
we were standing at Auburn Rodeo, and I just let you put the cigarette out on my hand because we were talking about how people like put cigarettes out on people, and I was like, I've never done that. And I was like, here. I was like, just put it out on my hand. And then you did ask. And then I saw you later at the bar that night because we all went out. And it was bubbly. It was a bubble. And you popped it at the club. And I was like, ow, why'd you do that? And you were like, you have to pop it. And I was like, okay. And then we were just like talking and chilling and whatever. And it was fine. I mean, and then after I was like, okay, like, you're cool.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see. I got like two more decent little questions we could do. Um, on the outside of social media, what big things do you have going on?
Well, I mean, it's not. I mean, I
Or
guess it's
even
still
even if
current,
it
but
is
not.
social media, just something that hasn't really came up yet.
Well, I was gonna say I graduated college, so I have a piece of paper for a backup plan, which is good.
Congrats.
Thanks. Yeah, I graduated in May, so I mean, it's it's honestly like hard to go through college and do social media, I think, because you have to miss out on a lot of stuff, like events and stuff that everyone else gets to go to. Like I had to miss out on so much stuff because I had, finals and exams and homework and like you can't just like skip out on college.
Right.
So, yeah, I feel like that was a pretty big thing. Um I'm going to the NFR in Vegas next week.
With
I don't know
Natasha.
if you know. Yes, yes, we're going to the NFR. So that's really fun because last year I had to miss out on that because of finals. And there's like a lot of, brand opportunities there to like collab and, network with people. So I'm excited to do that. Vegas is a crazy time.
That's one thing I will
Um,
say. Like, I don't ever really care to go back to Rock the South and like Auburn Rodeo and stuff. Like, it's cool and all, but it's the same shit every year. Um, and not that like to the normal person like that's awesome or that's fun. It is fun. I just me personally, I hate being in like confined spaces with people. I hate people asking me dumbass questions that I get all the time. Like it gets old, bro. Like I'm a normal human and that bothers me. Um,
mhm.
and then like what is it? It's just dude like we don't make nothing from it. Like oh yeah, you get a free ticket, you promote us. Like that's not what my job is. My job is to make money and promote y'all. I don't give a damn. I'll pay for the ticket, but
I agree. I agree
I
with
think
you
that's
on
a
that.
I think that's a big thing that social media has or not. I guess social media has ruined for a lot of bigger creators because you have to have some sort of management to make anything from it, and even management at this point is just settling for free tickets. Do you want to be an affiliate on the no, I don't want to be a fucking affiliate, dude. Like pay me some
Yeah.
money, I'll promote the shit, give me a ticket or two, and I may go because I want to cover my cost of my stay, my drive, my food. Like that shit's expensive.
That's how I've been like navigating, like brand deals and stuff. I'm like especially like coming up going to Vegas. I'm like, okay, am I
Sorry,
making
hold on.
enough money?
One second.
You're good.
Sorry, that was I have no idea who that was. Just showed up to the house talking about, do you guys need your windshield replaced? I'm like, actually, yeah.
I do.
He's like, you have Florida insurance? Like, no, I wish. He goes, damn. He's like, I was gonna try to get it to you for free. Anywho, sorry for the inconvenience, guys. Like, sit down, Bubba. Um, what was it? How do you justify getting upset with people sharing personal information publicly? And I mean, yeah, I guess that's the question. That's my last
How
one.
do I justify people sharing like my personal information?
Yeah,
I don't.
you don't. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, like I justify it in a way depending on why it was said and where it came from. Like if it's true or not, that's the whole half of it.
Yeah, that's kind of what bothers me. Lux, come here, boy. He's like
If it's
sharing
not
his
true, then
studio.
it's not personal information because it doesn't apply to me. I don't.
I think it's more so like people were like sharing addresses and stuff like that, or like really anything. Some things
Oh.
that you didn't come out and say, but things that other people said. Like pretty much when we go back to the you cheating situation, like you gotta put
Mhm.
your foot down because it keeps shaking us. Um, you didn't say it; it just came out, And it was like, okay, well, I
Yeah.
didn't say this. Well, people keep spreading it, keep saying dumb things about it.
Mhm. Well, it doesn't apply to me.
Correct.
Fact of the matter is, I
I
did
like
not cheat
that.
on
That
my
strong
boyfriend.
mentality. Good
Like
job.
it doesn't. Like I sit there and I'm like, that, you can say that if you want, but
Right.
like that doesn't apply to me. I did not cheat on my boyfriend. I love my boyfriend. Here's the thing about my boyfriend. So when
We don't
literally,
care. I'm
this is the
playing.
type of
I'm
person
playing.
that I
I'm playing.
am.
I'm playing. I'm playing.
All right, you know what? You can go fuck
I
yourself.
care.
But
John, we love you.
Okay, well, she cares, so I'm going to talk to her.
Yep.
When I first met my boyfriend and we started hanging out, I cut everyone off. We weren't even dating yet, and I just cut everybody off. Okay,
Just
what are you
'cause?
doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? Stop, because now you're
Yeah,
distracting.
just because that's
I'm
the type of
mewing.
person that I am. Like, stop doing
it.
that. What are you doing?
He doesn't even know.
It's mewing.
He doesn't even know. Weird. But no, that's the type of person that I am, and that's why my feelings used to get hurt with guys so easily because I can't talk to more than one person at once.
Oh, you're saying like you started talking to your boyfriend, you cut off guys. I thought when you said like you're like I cut off everyone. I was like, wait, what do you mean?
No. No, like I like literally the second we started like hanging
like, you don't
out,
wanna
I stopped
entertain
talking
other
to all my
people.
hoes.
Yes.
No,
Yes,
and
that's
like
true.
some people do because the talking stage is kind of where the lines are blurred. Like, are you exclusive? Are you not? But in my head, we were.
Right.
So I just cut all my hose off, and so I'm like, okay, we were talking. We were talking for like 9 months before he asked me out,
Okay.
and I didn't entertain anybody else. I
Yeah.
didn't even have a thought to. So like the fact that all of a sudden now I'm like a cheater after we've been together for so long, I'm just like,
Like, well, I'm not. So as long as like if you know yourself and you know what you did and you know whatever, like literally whatever any rumors or start or so be it, because it really doesn't matter. As long as like you know
right,
it and your boyfriend knows, and like that's literally
right.
all that matters. You have a
And like it's also not anybody's business
It's
about my
not.
relationship
It's
either.
literally not.
Like they don't have a right to know anything.
Mm-mm. That's
So
like what you said.
whatever.
Like, what
I
you
mean,
choose
say
to put out
whatever.
there.
I just like that's water under the bridge, like whatever. Um, everyone can move on and be with whoever they want. You want to be with that person, then you go and be with them. But I have nothing to do with it. I'm good in my relationship. We're doing our own thing.
Period. I love that. So
And that's that.
That's why me and you are like besties for the resties. Period.
Besties for the resties. We're like this.
We're like yin and yang, and we got Chang. this she looks so good. I'm gonna call her Changing Tatum.
Bro, where do you come up with this stuff? Yin and yang and she's Chang. I'm dead.
Made no sense.
That was funny.
It made sense to me. Okay.
That's all that matters.
It made sense to me, but it's funny. Like I've never heard anybody say that before. That was good. Okay.
So that was really my last one. If you have anything for us, be my guest. We've officially been doing this for almost an hour now, so it's like I think really about 45 minutes, but
Okay, wait, I have another question for you.
period.
Do you ever think about moving back to Georgia since Tampa seems to be like the hot spot for influencers to move to? Like, do you ever see yourself like moving either back to Georgia or like somewhere else away from everyone
Back
else?
home, yes, 100%. I intend on building a home on my parents' property. I'm
Okay.
trying to get my money straight. Once I get my money straight, I'm gonna eventually worry about that. So yes, that is in the near future. I gotta get the fuck out of this town. I love it here. I do. I do love it here. Like I don't like hate it, but I'm not at peace here. Like I enjoy myself at home. I'm very isolated. I like to be to myself. I'm very fucking clean. I cannot stand like there's 3 pebbles of dog food on the ground. I'm about to drive myself nuts looking at it. I want to pick it up. Like dude, while we're doing this podcast, something popped up on the screen and I wanted to go over there and exit it off and I did because it was driving me nuts. Like I am very OCD. I do too much and I like to be on my own time, on my own shit. I'm a very scheduled person and that's just not how it is here. And I think the main reason I wanted to move to Tampa was because of this podcast. I wanted to do a podcast so bad. And I figured with me and Rocky having a platform like we do, it would be good for us to do that, pay our bills while I'm here. So I'm pretty much living bill free right now because of this podcast. Again, thank you guys for everybody that watches this. You guys are amazing and you have changed my life for an entire year. I got to live my dream for a little bit of absolutely not doing shit and it was nice. So, but it's time to kick back into reality and realize that I've got a home I got to pay for. I got other shit that I want in my life. I got to buy her a car. Like I love that she gets to drive a nice vehicle. I've got a paid off truck. Like this podcast has made a lot happen for me. and I'm grateful for it. So I just want to keep making sure that it can continue. I want to make sure it lives on. So I'm going to bring it back home to Georgia with me. Might be a different name, might be something else different, but I like the name for the plot. I think it's cool because
I like it too.
you never know our next move. We did it for the plot.
True.
So I'm gonna try to keep these dailies, not daily, the same schedule. Like try to post every Sunday for you guys. Um, Things are probably gonna switch up here soon. Just kind of let you guys know before. Um, so don't hate me. I'm sorry. It is $5 a month. Um, if you guys can't afford it, go ahead unsubscribe. I don't want to hear nothing about $5 a month because I mean, quite frankly, that is a double cheeseburger from McDonald's, so I'm sure you guys will be all right. But yeah, anywho, I intend on building a home back in Georgia.
Getting the heck out of Tampa.
We got to finish her school. She'll be done with that. Pretty much April, May, June.
Beginning of May, yeah.
Beginning of May. Her lease ends in April, so it's just I don't know. It's a clusterfuck, and it's a lot for me to think about right now because my lease ends in the end of February, I think, or beginning of March. So everything's just so close and tight together. So I want to try to find like a 6-month lease or like a long-term Airbnb for us, just us, to live in the moment. But yeah, I think that's it. So
That's all I got.
you got anything else? Is it?
Nope, that's it.
Cool. Well, guys, thank you for watching For the Plot number 28 with Miss Soph. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please stay subscribed because you guys are supporting me and my little angel. So yeah, again, thank you guys. Soph, thank you for being a part of the podcast.
Look at her, she's an angel.
Thank you for being a part of the podcast, and bye, guys.
Bye.